be under the conservatorship or guardianship of another human being without legal consent forms. If someone is 100% adult and able to make their own choices, and they're not crazy, even though I don't like that word, let them make their own decisions regardless of your religious beliefs or your personal ideologies. We don't even view women as fully human. You look at people like Andrew Tate and Charlie Kirk, the dehumanizing ways they spoke about women. Take Charlie Kirk, for instance. The last thing I watched him talk about was how now that Taylor Swift is engaged, she needs to submit and be quiet. That is how little he sees women as valuable. Andrew Tate, all the crap that comes out of his mouth doesn't make much of a difference because he was arrested for treating women in ways we consider as felonies. Andrew Tate is no better than Trump because he understands consent. He just doesn't care. Our culture views women as less than human. Religion doesn't even view women as fully functioning as an adult. The only time Christians believe women are of equal value is under salvation. If we're not talking about how God sees people, women aren't equal. Men and women are only equal when you talk about the saving grace and salvation. Outside of that, women are not equal. Women are not equal with men because I'd say a good 80% of the time, they can't gain senior leadership roles. And if they can, it's probably not a fundamentalist denomination because they don't believe that women have the brain capacity to be great leaders. So, what are we teaching the next generation? We're teaching men that women are disposable, that they're basically an appliance. And if it doesn't work right, you can beat on it, get rid of it, and get another. Women aren't fully functional. They're not children in adult bodies. Women are brilliant, independent, dynamic people. We don't need men to make decisions for us. Because real men don't want to take away women's autonomy and access to good health care, birth control, education. Real adult, mature men defend women's abortion rights. They don't vote to benefit men. They vote for people that benefit everyone in positive ways. The idea that women who get married lose the consent, they lose their bodily autonomy, their name, their identity, they're known as someone's wife, but never as their own person, is dehumanizing. Men lose very little in marriage. They don't lose their name. They don't lose their home. They don't lose social expectations. Women always get the short end of the stick. And the way America and most of the world views women is utter depravity. Women don't need men making decisions for them. They need the sovereignty to make their own decisions. And before the 1970s, women couldn't even get their own bank account without male involvement. They couldn't get a debit card. They could not get a mortgage. This is how little men of influence view women. You look at the structure of church and how very rarely do women consistently hold positions of senior leadership, pastor, elder, deacon, music minister. And Men can say women are equal all they want, but I've never seen a man do a traditionally female task. I've never seen a man of authority and influence plan a potluck. I've never seen them in the nursery. I've never seen them teach a class just for women without mansplaining to women. I've never seen it. And if you're in a church where luckily you have access to senior leadership roles and you've seen healthy demonstrations of sexual equality and gender equality, I mean, it's rare, but it does happen. Baptists don't believe that women have the brain capacity to be senior leaders. Women aren't allowed. They've excommunicated churches and thrown them out of the Southern Baptist Convention hierarchy because they have a female pastor. This is how much white religious men despise women. And I think the only reason why white misogynists put up with women is because they can't have children without them. And some of the worst behavior I have ever seen between married people were in Baptist churches. And if anything could turn someone off of getting married for life, it is listening to stories of women who were married to Baptist members. The lack of respect men have for women in these religious extremist denominations cannot even be talked about proficiently. And I feel pity for women who are trapped in these patriarchal systems. As long as the symbol of your religion is a man, you are in a dangerous environment. You look at the hierarchy of the Mormon Church, why they're all white men. It should tell you something. The most racist groups in America, some of the most misogynistic and homophobic environments in America are made up almost entirely of white male leadership. And I saw how little Baptist churches see women. And to quote Mark Driscoll, and I'm going to change it a little because I don't want to be demonetized, Baptist men traditionally view women as the place babies come out of. And I was taught that it's a shameful thing to hear a woman speak in church. And it's a judgment from God when a woman is in charge. I mean, how demoralizing do you have to view somebody to see them as the tool of Satan? Anytime in the Bible, somebody or something is used to display or be a symbol of evil, it usually takes a female form. Stuff like the whore of Babylon being a Jezebel. Why is it always the image of a woman that is used when we talk about moral depravity and rebelliousness and independence? It's always a female image. Because this is how men view women. And it's not just a religious thing. It is a secular thing. You look at all the people in positions of authority. The more conservative, the more religious you are, the less you will think of women. And people say, well, the Bible has a high view of women. Really? I mean, there were a few instances where Jesus was nicer to women than any other man at that time. But you look at how God treats women, it's deplorable. God would tell men to kill any woman that had ever been married. The only reason a woman didn't die in the Old Testament, especially